in talking too much, you can lose the customer's attention. I'm sure a lot of us has sat in a meeting or listened to a talk and started thinking about what you did the night before or what you're going to do that evening. And so if you're able to talk to them, you really grasp their attention. Where if you talk too much, they're just going to lose your train of thought of what you're trying for them to accomplish.
When you're walking up that step, you're going to see toys in their front yard, you're going to see dogs, you might even run into a guy that's in his garage waxing up his Porsche. You want to tune into those things, and tuning in is one of those things that's going to happen throughout the whole presentation, not just at the beginning, not just at the end. Something that's going to help you to build a relationship of trust. They're going to feel more comfortable. They're going to feel like you actually care about them. You're not there just to sign them up for a security system. You're there to talk about their sweet Porsche in the garage. You're there to talk about their bowling league, and they got the trophies on the walls. When you tune in, you're going to notice everything around you. You're going to talk about their family and notice things that maybe any other individual that's coming to their door wouldn't otherwise, notice.
Right now I'm going to talk a little bit about body position and eye contact with the customers. When you first knock on the door, you only have one chance to make a first impression. You don't want to come to the door with your shoulders squared up to theirs in a confrontational mode. You want to have your shoulders turned, and you want to make selective eye contact, so as you lead them out to where you want to place the sign, they'll follow your eyes, they'll follow your hand. And this way they'll feel comfortable, they'll believe in what you're saying, you'll have trust, ultimately you'll have success. I think there's two big things you really want to avoid, and especially first starting off with. One is fidgeting, and two is the ums and the uhs. There's going to be a point in your presentation where you're going to be kind of nervous the first time. You're moving your binder around, you're going to be moving your hands, you're going to be talking fast. Also, the ums and the uhs are going to come into the lack of not knowing what to say. I would suggest to write down your approach word by word so you know what to say, and yet you can be able to personalize your message to them without being nervous and moving things around, your hands, your binder, or talking too fast.
There are some signs that if the customer begins to do those things, you're on your way to closing that sale. If the customer is sitting there relaxed, if they're rubbing their chin, if they begin to ask you a lot of questions, if they're possessive about one of the pamphlets you've given them, these things, if they pull up and they actually sit on the end of their chair, these are signs to you that they're interested, and that is the time to start closing them. That's when you start to call your manager or get out paperwork or do whatever it takes to close them on the deal, because they're ready. If they're rubbing their chin, don't get overly excited. Maybe they just rub their chin. If they're standing with their arms folded, same thing. Maybe they just stand there with their arms folded. Something that I do a lot. I stand there personally I fold my arms. Doesn't mean that they're blocking you out. You have to get to a point where you are able to read the customer also and tell if that sign is what we've talked about, if it really means they're trying to block you out or if they're really interested. Usually that's what it is, but you gotta take that as a warning that you need to actually learn to read the customer.
And asking questions to the customer lets them know that you're truly concerned and that you're interested in who they are and what you're doing there. You don't want to go to the doorstep acting like you're there to make $300 from a sale. You want to be there asking them questions and being interested in who they are and the benefits they can have from having the system in their home.